Good morning, my dear friends. It's another one of these editions of It Is What It Is, brought to you by yours truly, May. And today, I got a great question. What's the history of boxing gloves, training equipment, focus mitts, and so on and so forth? Well, that's a good question, and it's great history. Back in 1740, 1750s, around that time frame, the boxing glove is being given credit to a man by the name of Jack Bronton, okay, Englishman. And they made them from horsehair and sheep wool for them to protect the hands of the boxers. Okay. As time progressed, many different styles occurred. In Savant, as you can see in the back, you see some Sut Massage gloves there. You got his son, Anthony. You got Richard Sila's gloves up there. The Savant glove's a little bit different. Savant glove has rings, okay? Here, has padded underneath. Why? Because we stop kicks with it. We block kicks with it. It's a kicking art. It's a little bit different. So each style's glove fits for the style. Okay, but most of it is a little bit. It's about the same English glove type of mentality. Now, when we started with Savant here back in the '80s, there was no boxing gloves. The only ones you can get were those red ones from Everlast. Those weren't any good. And now with a lot of the stuff that came up with kickbox aerobics and kickboxing and that type of fad that developed, you have Everlast has made damn good gloves now. The professional gloves are excellent, okay? And now they have some great gloves that you can get. Every other martial arts school or martial art um, equipment like Century started making some. Ringside makes some great gloves, but it was hard to get at first. Okay, some of the gloves that we used to get, we used to bring in from Mexico, Cleto Reyes, Cepol, those gloves, and a lot of the old Sabateurs used to have those gloves, Palmares. Those were gloves that we could get our hands of because we lived in Texas, such as the border. On the West Coast, you used to see a lot of the guys that did Savate um, using Thai boxing gloves because it was stuff that were brought in by because there was a lot more Thai boxing going in on the West Coast, and in the East Coast basically was Everlast. But in the '90s, ringside kind of took over. Nonetheless, focus mitts. When did they start coming into play? Some people say they've been around since the 1700s, 1800s. I remember seeing a picture of Jack Dempsey. His trainer had some type of mitt, looked like a big cushion canvas leather kind of thing. Um, but the focus mitt, as we see it today, basically developed with I'm trying to think of his name, the boxing coach Stewart, and he was the one that Emilian Stewart, yeah, Emmanuel Stewart, yeah, that's his name. He was the one that basically started that hand kind of put your hand inside. It was already around, but he's the one that kind of developed the look that it was now. I remember there used to be a professor's glove made by Walter, which was a boxing glove on the top, but on the bottom had a focus mitt that I remember Viviani used to hold it and punches with it. It just depended on, and some of the professors of Savat used to use it, and that I remember. Walter did a great focus mitt, okay, which covered a little bit lower on the forearm. Why? Because of the kicks coming in. Now today, you start getting a lot of different stuff in there that you did not have in the '90s and stuff like that. Now you have body shields for punching the gloves. Before you didn't have that. You have to learn how to use the gloves the focus mitts to block against somebody that you were training. But I think coaches and professors of these arts, the pugilistic arts, will develop something and put it into design and bring it forth. So the question on that is very much so. Now people say, how about kicking shields? Well, the Thai boxers have had a kicking shield forearm kind of protection for a very, very long time. Um, in Savat, the Chasson glove from the 1800s was a glove that fitted right here, fingers each one that you can close, big padded. It actually looks like what Bruce Lee used. Maybe he took it from there. He was a very innovative historian, looking into the different arts and looking to see what was training and bring it in. He is credited for the shield, but then the shields that we use today to block kicks or to protect ourselves from kicks when we're training somebody else, Jun Rhee from Taekwondo had a lot to do with those developments. And like I said, people develop these training aids to better themselves in training others. There's a lot more cross training and cross pollination of the martial arts than what people imagine. All right, so you all stay safe. That was an excellent question. And until next time, you all stay safe, be safe, and God bless you.